best local news. Fox 17 News at 4 starts right
Residents
now.
in Vicksburg are still dealing with floods for Monday night, but as you can see behind me, they're also having a little fun. I'm Lauren Edwards, and I'll tell you how else they're getting by.
How doctors here in Michigan were able to save the life of a baby from Georgia through an incredible surgery. And new details tonight following the claims of Olympic swimmers being robbed at gunpoint. Just how true their claims are, according to Rio authorities. Well, we start tonight with breaking news out of Kent County. An investigation is underway in Grand Rapids after the body of a young woman was found. Fox 17's Brody Carter is live on the scene with the very latest. Brody, what can you tell us about this?
Yes, details are limited, but here's what we know so far. The Kent County Sheriff's Department is currently on a death investigation of a young woman whose body was found at the 2000 block of Valentine Street Northeast. Let me step out of the way. You can see police cruisers are on scene currently investigating the situation, now asking for your help in identifying an 18 to 28-year-old girl whose body was found again in the 2000 block of Valentine Street Northeast as Grand Rapids Township. Yeah, this is just happening down the road where we're going live from right now. That victim is a white female described as 18 to 28 years old, approximately 5'3", with a thin build, brown shoulder length hair with blonde highlights, and she was wearing a silver Pandora charm bracelet with an owl, wearing a graduation cap around her wristlet. Details are very limited. We're not quite sure how that body was found, what led up to this death investigation, but we are learning as the time moves forward. So as we do build up information, we'll be sure to update you on that. But for now, we are live in Grand Rapids Township. Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.
All right, Brody, thank you. It has been 3 days since Monday's heavy rainfall, and people in Kalamazoo County are still dealing with the aftermath. Many of the smaller towns in the area still flooded, especially in Vicksburg, where they are wading through some pretty deep water. Fox 17's Lauren Edwards has that story.
Residents in Vicksburg say that the flood is still pretty intense. Right here at the edge, it's not too bad, but further down, it's several inches deep. The source of the problem, the nearby Indian Lake, which flooded its banks Monday when that heavy rain came through. I spoke with Dave Becker, who rents his cottage here on Indian Lake Drive. His neighbors, they even tell me that the water has gone up to their doorstep. Becker says they got about 3 to 4 inches of rain Monday night, which caused the lake to rise several feet. Almost everything you see is underwater, from the street to people's lawns. Becker says people like himself have been getting around on golf carts, and some have been using suck pumps to clear out all the water. He tells me there is no major damage, but people are just waiting for nature to take its course.
Just wait until it goes down, and nobody's having to get on their roofs and evacuate or anything like that. We're way more fortunate than the poor people in Louisiana, and I feel really bad for them and pray for them as often as I remember to.
Becker says that since Monday, he's seen several crews from the county come out to the street to make sure that all the manholes are covered and that no waste issues were occurring. Reporting in Vicksburg, Lauren Edwards, Fox 17 News.
And joining us now from the Fox 17 Weather Center, meteorologist Kevin Craig with a look at what they can expect there in Vicksburg and the rest of the area. Kevin.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to have a fair amount of rain coming in across the entire area, especially as we get into the day on Saturday. Let's take a look at what's going on out there right now. Good afternoon, everybody. Kind of an interesting webcam here in South Haven, because we're in South Haven looking to the north and east, and you can see there are some rain showers north and east of South Haven. I'll show you those on radar in just a minute. We've got green grass, blue sky, sunshine, a few clouds in Comstock Park there, and Grand Haven, a mixture of clouds and sunshine as well. Here's live Doppler radar. Most of our area is dry, but across Allegan County, as we zoom in on this, South Haven is right here. So as you head to the north and east, as we just saw, there are some rain showers out there. No lightning, no thunder, nothing strong or severe. But if you get caught under one of these, it's going to be some brief heavy rain. They're tracking very slowly to the north and east at about probably 15, 20 miles per hour, coming in Dunningville, Burnups, Bloomingdale in the next 20 minutes, Allegan in the next 30 to 34 minutes, if they hold together that long, Dorr in the next 40, 45 minutes, and Hopkins in the next 50 to 55 minutes again, if they can hold together. So an isolated shower, maybe a rumble of thunder possible as we head through the late afternoon and the early evening hour, but a lot of us will miss out on that. Temperatures are in the mid-80s across our northern counties, 82 in Grand Rapids, Ionia, 81 in Holland, 83 in South Haven, low 70s across our southern counties. And again, that isolated shower possible over the next few hours, down to 75 at 9 p.m. with mostly clear skies, down to 72 at 11 p.m. with with mostly clear skies as well. Might see some patchy fog overnight. Temperatures will only drop into the the upper 60s. And then tomorrow, a little more heat, a little more humidity, and a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. We'll detail all that part of the forecast, plus the weekend and cooler air moving in next week, Michelle, coming up in the main weather in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kevin. We'll see you then.
Alrighty.
At least 13 people have died in Louisiana's historic flooding. The water left behind massive devastation. At least 40,000 homes sustained damage. The community continues to pull together to help out. Just outside Lafayette, University of Louisiana football players are helping rescue people who are trapped there. In South Louisiana, a group of homegrown heroes dubbed the Cajun Navy are patrolling in their own boats to help rescue families. Back here at home, a man wanted for a Muskegon murder has been arrested in Arizona. Roy Derek Collier was arrested at a house in Glendale, Arizona yesterday. He's wanted as a suspect in the June murder of Nathan Sims. Collier will be extradited to Michigan to face open murder charges along with assault with intent to murder and 2 counts of felony firearms. Police are asking for your help finding a suspect in a brutal domestic violence incident. Julio Lara is wanted for allegedly stabbing his estranged wife earlier this month. He was last seen driving a blue 2002 Chrysler Town & Country minivan. Police say Lara may have a handgun. He should be considered armed and dangerous. You're advised not to approach him. Just call 911 or Silent Observer. A man's recovering tonight after his car was hit by a train early this morning. Witnesses say the crash happened at the train crossing of Kendall Street near West Dickman Road in Battle Creek. The train dragged that car nearly to Washington Avenue.
Total shock. Everyone just could not believe what we were seeing. And we all expected the worst. And when we found out it came out the best, we were very ecstatic for him and for the conductor.
Police tell us the man in the car suffered just minor injuries in that crash. Police are looking for a hit-and-run driver who hit a bicycle rider on Cannonsburg Road. The 66-year-old victim had to be flown to the hospital where he was last listed in critical condition. All police know about a possible vehicle was it was a white car. If you know anything, call the Kent County Sheriff's Department. 3 people are recovering from knife wounds following a reported stabbing and house fire all at the same location in Owego County. This started about 11 o'clock last night at a home on North Ramona Park in Lincoln Township near White Cloud. When police got to the scene, they found the house on fire and 3 people with wounds. They were all taken to the hospital with just minor injuries. Local departments were able to quickly put the fire out. Officials believe it all started due to a fight between those 3 people. Nobody's been arrested. Deputies say they are still investigating. The use of heroin and opioids has been called an epidemic here in West Michigan, affecting an increasing number of families, even infants across the state. Now a judge in Ionia County says that epidemic is impacting kids in the area whose parents are often substance abusers. Fox 17's Dana Chiklis is in studio now with more. Dana.
Right, and Michelle, though drug use we know is widespread across the country and our state, an Ionia County judge is now saying he's seeing the reach of this issue continue to grow right before him in his courtroom each day. Today we spoke with the Honorable Judge Sykes, who just earlier this week gave his annual update to Ionia County commissioners. He says in almost every child protection case, parents or guardians of those kids are drug abusers. It's a dangerous cycle of abuse, which is also expensive to treat. Judge also was defending Ionia's County Child Care Fund, which is under budget this year. It's at $1.3 million funded through the state and the county to help pay for out-of-home services for children, including foster care. Now, mental health services, he says, are crucial, especially speaking as an advocate of keeping families together whenever possible and when it's safe for the kids. But what's fueling the trauma he's seeing is an increase in drug use, especially heroin and methamphetamine.
Well, anytime a child is removed from a home, regardless of the reason for it, the child's traumatized. But what I am seeing is that with the use of heroin and methamphetamine in particular, these children are being removed earlier. Oftentimes they're born testing positive for the drugs.
And to give you another idea of how widespread this drug epidemic is here in West Michigan, back in 2014 in several counties that includes Ionia, Kent, Mecosta, Montcalm, Muskegon, and Ottawa counties, 102 infants were treated after they were born addicted to opioids. All of this according to data from the Michigan Resident Inpatient Files. In the studio for now, Dana Chiklis, Fox 17 News.
All right, Dana, thanks for that. A baby born with a rare heart condition getting a second chance at life here in West Michigan. His family flew here from Georgia after doctors there told him that there was nothing that they could do. Fox 17's Aaron Cunningham is in studio now with more on this life-saving surgery that happened here.
Yes, it did. Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. It involves Lonnie Benal. She's had a tough road. She was excited to have her first child, give birth to her first child, but she had a difficult pregnancy from the start. And then her son Elijah was born, who is due just this week actually, and he was born 5 weeks premature. Now, Elijah weighed just 3 pounds 15 ounces when he was born. He also had a rare heart condition known as hypoplastic left heart syndrome. One chamber in his heart doesn't pump blood properly, so his body doesn't get enough oxygen. Instead of undergoing a rare surgery, Benal, his mother, says Atlanta doctors told her to take Elijah home and say her goodbyes, but she refused. Instead, she went for a second opinion. She said her family prayed about it and eventually flew Elijah here to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, where he just had a successful surgery to help fix his heart.
It feels wonderful. It feels great. You can do it. I'm so thankful.
We feel proud that we can offer this service to our population. Actually, it was the goodwill of the people here, the community, and the DeVos family, which brought us here to support and build this program.
And that was the doctor who performed the surgery. He says Elijah will remain here for at least a few more weeks, so that his organs can continue to develop, and then he will eventually, hopefully, start feeding and breathing on his own.
My gosh, unbelievable. Yeah. And she was told there was no hope. She was told
there was no hope. Now the doctor says there's a 70 to 80% chance for Elijah's survival. He will also face a couple more surgeries, one in a few months, and then another one in a few years. So
pretty good odds.
Yes, wish him the best.
Great story. Thanks, Aaron.
Yep, no problem.
Still ahead on Fox 17 News at 4, Brazil officials are now saying that an American Olympic swimmer has fabricated that story about being robbed at gunpoint. What we've learned throughout the day.
And here's a live shot from the Great Lakes Environmental Research Laboratory, Cameron, Muskegon. Got a couple of boaters out there, a mixture of clouds and sunshine, and a couple of isolated showers have cropped up on radar. We'll take a closer look at that and have the entire forecast come up next.
You're watching Fox